Sampa Lhundrupma Guru Rinpoche that spontaneously fulfills all wishes. Revealed by Tulku Zangpo Drakpa. Name of Guru, homage to the Guru. When the Master Padmasambhava was leaving for the land of the Rak Asa ogres in the southwest, on the heights of Gungthang, the Prince Mutri Tsenpo offered prostrations and circumambulated him. He placed the Guru's feet on the crown of his head, and clutching at the edge of his robe, with tears streaming down his face, he offered him this mournful song. Kema. O Guru Rinpoche! In this final 500-year age, here at Gungthang, in Mangyal, alongside the snow ranges, my family and lineage have settled. If we sink to the level of the common people, and we are plunged into misery, pity the kings of Tibet. Who will my family turn to? Fighting and violence will be the common lot. The great isolated hermitages will be torn down. Mountains and valley will become the haunts of bandits. When no one has the time to practice Dharma, masters and their patrons will face trouble and hardship. Pity those with faith in times to come. Temples will become battlegrounds. Holy objects, statues, texts and stupas will be destroyed. Sacred items will be profaned by lay people. Remote hermitages will ring with the invocation of magicians. When monasteries and temples are on the verge of annihilation, the entire culture of Buddha Dharma will face ruin. Who can we turn to then, to protect the Dharma? The great and revered will be murdered by poison. The powerful will be assassinated. The best will be dragged down by the lawless to the lowest level. When dearest friends betray us, pity the royal ministers of Tibet. Who can then be trusted by the king? Sickness, war and famine will spread. Armies from the borderlands invade. Ghosts, obstructors and Jungpo demons suddenly run rampant. When everything unwanted arises, pity the people of Tibet in their suffering. Who can they turn to, sentient beings with no protector? Trisong Detsen has passed away. The Guru is leaving for the land of Orgyen. Mutri Tsenpo is to be abandoned in Tibet. The king my father's life was cut short. So be it. The Guru's compassion is so scant. So be it. My merit is so meager. So be it. The monasteries and teachings fall into decline. So be it. The Tibetan people's happiness is at an end. So be it. Why on earth did Mutri Tsenpo not die while my father and the Guru were here? Who can I rely on now? Who will give me loving advice? Who can I ask for teachings? When I am dying, who will transfer my consciousness? In the bardo, who will dispel my suffering? When I am dead, who will perform the practices to purify my obscurations? Kema. Kai with little compassion. With this, the prince let out a grief-stricken sigh and fainted. The master Padmakara spat into his ear, so as to revive him. Then he gently laid the prince's head in his lap, and said these words. Listen, king of Tibet, faithful one. Destined and devoted son of mine. Know that Trisong Detsen's life had reached its natural end. So do not despair, prince and lord of Tibet. Still I shall come for the benefit of Tibet. To those who have devotion, I shall appear in person to teach the Dharma. So do not despair, prince and lord of Tibet. All your negative actions and obscurations, everyone, will for certain be purified by just seeing my face. So do not despair, prince and lord of Tibet. In this life, the next and in the bardo state, you will meet me again and again, and your suffering will be dispelled. So do not despair, prince and lord of Tibet. You will accomplish the benefit of beings during 16 lifetimes after this one, then you will go to Orgyen, realm of the Akinas. So do not despair, prince and lord of Tibet. On these slopes of the snow peaks of Gungthang in Mangyal, your descendants will in future rule unfailingly according to Dharma. My compassion will gaze upon them all uninterruptedly. So do not despair, prince and lord of Tibet. When disciples with faith and devotion practice in retreat, and they live in accord with the words of the Buddha, they will be protected by my blessing and my compassion. So do not despair, Prince and Lord of Tibet. Unfortunate ones, demonic with their evil actions and wrong views, sentient beings bent on harm, doubting and jealously finding fault, cannot enjoy my protection, but only the results of their harmful actions. Even these evil ministers at present in power who trouble the mind of the king and violate their samadhi vow with me, will go to the 3 lower realms, that is certain, but having seen my face, having heard my voice, when their last negative karma is purified, they'll be born as my disciples. So do not despair, Prince and Lord of Tibet. When this degenerate age reaches its end, at the eastern foot of Mount Trezong, because of his aspirations, a hidden yogi will reveal my Dharma treasure, and protect your family line. So do not despair, Prince and Lord of Tibet. Sentient beings in this final dark age are duped by false guides, and, because of this error, are stuck in the swamp of wrong views. Unable to distinguish Dharma from what merely looks like Dharma, they are plagued by doubts. He who will appear at the foot of Mount Trezong is a hidden yogi who practices the virtuous way, utterly in keeping with the teachings of the secret mantra Mahayana. He will certainly protect the king of Gungthang and his subjects, so do not despair, Prince and Lord of Tibet. And so he spoke. This was the occasion in which the Guru gave the teaching called, the self-liberation of negative emotions, which dispelled the suffering of the king. Then he spoke once more. O Prince, because of your exceptional kindness toward your subjects, with my blessing and compassion, I shall give refuge to your royal line until the very end of the dregs of time. O Prince, to you and your subjects, I leave this final advice. This divine lineage of clear light, noble and authentic, from Mutri Tsenpo onwards and for as long as this family line continues, I shall hold constantly in my compassion. Do not listen to advice from manipulative friends or ministers whose actions are evil. Nourish your civil laws with the principles of Dharma. People devoid of spiritual values, stubborn, cunning and deceptive, will appear in this dark age. Defeat them and establish the laws of Dharma. By acting according to the teachings, the kingdom will flourish in happiness and peace. If your life is in danger, your power is being usurped, and king is brought down to commoner, make the gods and spirits be your witness and act to avert such crises. In the dregs of time, because of my compassion for the king of Gungthang, on the slope of the rock mountain, in a place shaped like a heap of poisonous snakes, I leave the pith instructions that will protect the prince's descendants. Then, when human beings are engulfed by doubts, do not have wrong views, follow my instructions, and the wishes of the king of Gungthang will be fulfilled. Kings who commit evil do not receive my protection. This is what he said. Then the Guru spoke once more. A time will come when the very last of the prince's line at Mangyal Gungthang will be protected by my Dharma. This will be a time when suffering will come to Tibet, when sentient beings will encounter everything they do not want. Up above, the gods and demons will be thrown into chaos and turmoil. Down below, the Nagas and Nayans will be cast into turmoil. In between, the local deities will be pitched into turmoil. Rulers who perpetrate evil will writhe in turmoil. Ordinary people will be plunged into turmoil. Parents, siblings and children will fight one another, so whole families will be embroiled into turmoil. This will be the time when the teaching of Buddha will be reaching its end. The siddhis of the Yidam deities will fade. Akinas and Dharmapals will look away, and turn towards Mount Meru. The happiness of sentient beings will have come to an end. King of Gungthang, patrons of the Dharma, ruler and subjects, carry out my instructions and practice this treasured teaching. For this is when my compassion, Padma's compassion, will come, ever more swift and strong. Pray to me, constantly. Amaho, Nubkak Diwachan Gishaikam Su. Amaho. In Diwachan, blissful pure realm of the West, Amitabha's compassionate blessing was aroused. And he blessed his emanation, Padma Sambhava, to come into this world to bring benefit to all beings. Compassionate One, You never cease to bring us help and well-being. To the lotus-born Guru of Origin, we pray. Grant your blessing, so all our wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. All the Dharma kings, from Trisong Detsen down to the very end of the royal line, throughout past, present, and future, know your constant blessing. One and only friend of Tibet's Dharma kings. Compassionate One, you safeguard the lands that practice Dharma. To the lotus-born Guru of Origin, we pray. Grant your blessing, so all our wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. While your wisdom body subjugates the Rakshasas in the southwest, you look on sentient beings everywhere with compassion. Magnificent guide for sentient beings led astray by ignorance. Skillfully you teach them, with their emotions so difficult to tame. Compassionate One, your love is constant in its kindness and care. To the lotus-born Guru of Origin, we pray. Grant your blessing, so all our wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. Now, when this degenerate dark age reaches its final depths, at dawn and at dusk you come, for those who have devotion, riding on the rays of the rising and the setting sun. And on the 10th day of the waxing moon, you come in person. Compassionate One, you act with vast power to help beings. To the lotus-born Guru of Origin, we pray. Grant your blessing, so all our wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. Now in this dark age, the age of conflict, the final era of 500 years, the 5 poisons of the negative emotions grow more violent in all sentient beings. Recklessly we indulge in destructive emotions, and let the poisons dominate our minds. At a time like this, let your compassion be our refuge and protection. Compassionate One, you lead those with devotion to the higher realms. To the lotus-born Guru of Origin, we pray. Grant your blessing, so all our wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. When terrifying armies of oppression encircle us, menacing the great centers of the Dharma with destruction, with no trace of doubt or hesitation we pray. O Guru Rinpoche, with your retinue of 8 classes of gods and demons, you will repel aggressors and their armies. This we have no doubt. To the lotus-born Guru of Origin, we pray. Grant your blessing, so all our wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. When sickness strikes, to destroy the fragile bodies of sentient beings, when diseases plunge us into unbearable suffering and agony, with no trace of doubt or hesitation we pray. O Guru Rinpoche, embodiment of the Buddha of medicine, you will remove the obstacles that bring untimely death. To the lotus-born Guru of Origin, we pray. Grant your blessing, so all our wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. When nature turns against us, and Earth's resources fail, when sentient beings are tormented by the plague of famine, with no trace of doubt or hesitation we pray. O Guru Rinpoche, with all your acuteness and deities of prosperity, you will dispel all poverty, all hunger and thirst. This we have no doubt. To the lotus-born Guru of Origin, we pray. Grant your blessing, so all our wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. When the destined revealers retrieve hidden treasures for the benefit of beings, in the courage and confidence of a samadhi free of all pretense, with no trace of doubt or hesitation we pray. O Guru Rinpoche, inseparable from our Yidam deity, you will ensure the true heirs receive their father's treasure. This we have no doubt. To the lotus-born Guru of Origin, we pray. Grant your blessing, so all our wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. When traveling through hidden lands, forests and deserted places, when our way is blocked and we are cut off by storms, by rain and snow, with no trace of doubt or hesitation we pray. O Guru Rinpoche, surrounded by mighty local spirits, you will lead us practitioners to the right path. This we have no doubt. To the lotus-born Guru of Origin, we pray. Grant your blessing, so all our wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. When vicious wild animals menace us, tigers, leopards, bears and poisonous snakes, on our way through terrifying passes, wild and desolate places, with no trace of doubt or hesitation we pray. O Guru Rinpoche, along with your Jings, warriors and protectors. You will drive off these ferocious creatures. After this we have no doubt. To the lotus-born Guru of Orgyen, we pray. Grant your blessing, so all our wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. When obstacles arise in earth, water, fire and air, to threaten these illusory bodies of ours with destruction, with no trace of doubt or hesitation we pray. O Guru Rinpoche, with the goddesses of the four elements, you will harmonize the elements into their natural state. After this we have no doubt. To the lotus-born Guru of Orgyen, we pray. Grant your blessing, so all our wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. When traveling on dangerous routes, if murderous bandits and robbers attack us, with no trace of doubt or hesitation we pray. O Guru Rinpoche, through your realization of the four mudras, you will dispel the terror of all brutality and greed. To the lotus-born Guru of Orgyen, we pray. Grant your blessing, so all our wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. When faced by killers on all sides, who threaten us with lethal weapons, with no trace of doubt or hesitation we pray. O Guru Rinpoche, the protection of your Vajra tent will cause killers to panic and weapons to be scattered. To the lotus-born Guru of Orgyen, we pray. Grant your blessing, so all our wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. When this lifespan is exhausted, and we come to die, if we are racked by the intense anguish and pain of dying, with no trace of doubt or hesitation we pray. O Guru Rinpoche, as you are the emanation of Buddha Amitabha, it is certain we will be born in the blissful pure realm of Diwachan. To the lotus-born Guru of Orgyen, we pray. Grant your blessing, so all our wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. Once this borrowed and illusory body is destroyed, in the bardo state when our deluded experiences, and our further delusions, arise to make us suffer, with no trace of doubt or hesitation we pray. O Guru Rinpoche, you who know past, present and future, through your compassion, you will let all delusion be self-liberated. After this we have no doubt. To the lotus-born Guru of Orgyen, we pray. Grant your blessing, so all our wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. When we are overwhelmed by karma and circumstance, and suffer through grasping at delusion as real, with no trace of doubt or hesitation we pray. O Guru Rinpoche, King of great bliss, you will utterly destroy the delusions that bring suffering. To the lotus-born Guru of Orgyen, we pray. Grant your blessing, so all our wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. When beings of all six realms are tormented by immense pain, and especially when our leaders and people are engulfed in suffering, with intense longing and devotion, from the depths of our hearts, with no trace of doubt or hesitation we pray. O Guru Rinpoche, with your unchanging, unwavering compassion watch over us. To the lotus-born Guru of Orgyen, we pray. Grant your blessing, so all our wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. So he spoke, and thinking of the prince with great fondness, he gave him 13 pith instructions which are like wish-fulfilling jewels. The prince then prostrated and circumambulated in devotion. Gazing towards Orgyen, the Guru departed, riding on a ray of sunlight. The Prince Mutri Tsenpo concealed the pith instruction on self-liberation of destructive emotions, and the pith instructions akin to wish-fulfilling jewels, along with Guru Rinpoche's final advice, as treasures, in the rock resembling a pile of jewels Drak Rinchen Pungdra in Mangyal. He entrusted it to the Terma custodians, the four sisters of Sialhamo. These were his words. When the final moment has come, and it is time for my royal line to suffer, on the eastern slope of Mount Trazung a being with a karmic destiny will come. Then let him find this, and let my line be protected. Prince Mutri Tsenpo said. My faithful and devoted people, recite the prayer to the three Kagya Guru whenever you recall the Master, your refuge. Recite the prayer given to King Trisong Detsen, my father, in the evening, the time of wrath. Recite the prayer given to Lady Tsogyal before first light, early in the morning, the time of increase. Recite the prayer given to Gelong Namki 9po at dawn, the time for pacifying. Recite the prayer given to Nanam Dorji Dudram in the afternoon, the time for magnetizing and power. Recite the prayer given to Prince Mutri Tsenpo in the darkness of midnight. Recite the Sampa Lhundrupma, the prayer given to the King of Gungthang, at midday, during rest. In general, recite these prayers whenever you feel threatened by suffering. To me and my unbroken royal line, and to those with the good fortune of acting according to Dharma, in general, all the Buddhas are extremely kind. In particular, the Guru is inconceivably kind. So listen to my words, the words of a king who protects the Dharma. Pray to the Guru constantly, and with deep devotion. These were his words. This prayer taught to the King of Gungthang, called the spontaneous fulfillment of wishes, was concealed by Mutri Tsenpo in the temple of Rulakjiang. The Terma custodian to whom he entrusted it was Lamo Drivyo Shima. In the Mailwater Dragon year 1352, Tulku Zangpo Drakpa took out the Terma from the temple of Rulakjiang, and entrusted it to the great Vidyadhara Rinchen Chenpo Giam Truk in 1337–1408, who deciphered it from the Akini code.